Species7 here. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining me. We're here doing a little chainsawing of, here doing a little farming on Volksholm. Oh, ladies, you've been going through the silage like it was candy. Too much TV and bonbons, I think. And, I have recorded this episode 3 times. The reason being, this wonderful mod here, the Seedmaster 2K15. Now, as we know, the first time we filled it up with grain and it turned our grain all purpley red, and that was kind of really cool, and then it was stuck in the machine. Then we found this brand new trailer, and now it's in the trailer. Of course, it's stuck in the trailer, but yeah, it's in the trailer. There it is. Yeah. Kind of neat looking stuff, actually, but get down and have a good close look at it here. So then it was sort of stuck in the trailer. Now, it turns out, there's a little bit I should tell you about this first, I guess. It turns out that the reason we're having such issues with it, quite frankly, and as much as I like the map, it's because the map is not finished. Alright? The same issue we ran into with the 1.5 version and the pigs, whereas you could get pigs and you could get beefs for fattening, but that was kind of the end of the show. The same thing with this mod. This mod requires some other bits, some of which you need to put on with the Giants editor. Like, there are silos to go with this mod, and the Kirschlingen map that I did a little review of actually had those silos. That's where I'd seen that red seed symbol before. There is also a storage bin type thing for them that's placed with the General Electric. I keep thinking GE, Giants Editor, right? The Giants Editor. And there's also a pile, basically, like the grass piles you see by the mission sites. Yeah, they have that. So we tried emptying it into our seeders, and we tried, as I said, I tried every seeder in the game. Well, the other thing you need are a couple of not Giant Editor placed items. Let's jump out here. I'll show you. My mouse wheel seems to have picked up some sensitivity. The first thing is there are 3 seeders that come with the, and thanks very much to my buddy GTM there for giving me a link. There are 3 seeders. This one. Here, I'll show you in here so that we can look at all of them. Let's go to mods. And if we go to sewing machines, we see we've got 3 singers. No. This guy here, see this extra one? And this is the seed thing. This one and this one are part of a pack, along with not that guy, I don't think, but this guy. No, I was right the first time. No, this guy come with a pack, and that pack also comes with the placeables. Now, unfortunately, it was like an 86 megabyte pack, and every single site, including Maru's own, had put it up on uploaded, which I absolutely detest. For one, it's really slow. For another, Chrome came up, I think, 7 times and shut down malicious pages, and Norton's was basically popping up, blocked this, blocked that, blocked this, blocked that, the whole time I was on, and there was still little advertising things popping up. So yeah, it's just a spam fest. Anyway, so you require the seeders. Now, those should have been included in the starter package. They were not. And this is the trailer that comes with it. Now again, the trailer that I've got, that purple one, which you color yourself, is available from a couple of different sites and is available separate. This trailer and the seeders are only available with that big mod package. So, anyways, once you have your washed seed, you can dump it into any of the seeders that will take it. Okay? i.e. the 3 that the 3 that come in that mod package. Now, I said I'm sure that at some point they will split the pack, you know what I mean, so that oh come on, how big is the hitbox on this John Deere? I'm sure at some point they'll split the pack so that you can buy the trailers and all of that stuff separately. But this is just ridiculous here. There you go. And yeah. So there you are, and it will dump all that red stuff in there. Well, however much the seeder will take at any rate. We can fold the pipe back up. Yeah, the other trailer is exactly the same as this one, but it has less capacity. So there you are. The other thing I don't know, I think in the long run this is one of these sort of make work mods, in so much as like the calc mod in these particular versions that don't have a new soil mod type of thing. There's no real benefit, I don't think, to running this seeder with the wash seed over running my beat up old one that we've been using since the very start of the game. So, but there you are, with that mod pack, and again, thanks so much to GTM559, long-time subscriber, great fella. He found the link for it. It's an obscure sort of site, I don't know. Another one of these ones, though, that hosts nothing of their own. It's all up on, you know, uploaded and places like that. So, the 2 tractors I'm sort of demoing here. The really nice Massey 7622, which we'll be using a lot more of. And this Lambo. Guy's a gorgeous tractor, isn't it? You just know you're going to wear a tweed jacket and a fancy hat when you drive that around on your fields. Anyways, you can actually get these from Giant's own mod site. They are on the tab labeled beta, but they both run really well. They have all of the Giant specs, i.e. washables, particles, yada yada yada. So, beyond the amazing Seedmaster, which, like I said, you have no idea the lengths I've gone to try and figure out what that mod was going to do for us. And again, because quite frankly the map author just did not finish the mod, right? Or finish the map properly. Maybe the other things weren't, well, I can't see it. The only place I've seen the Seedmaster placeable, or not placeable, but Giant's editable placeable, is in that same mod pack. So I don't know, right? The same thing, I looked for the pig mod thing, the fattening one, and all of the ones that I found included the other triggers. So I don't know, I guess the mod author just forgot to place the other end of the trigger systems onto this map. Well, like I say, apparently the Kushlingen, as far as I could tell, did have everything. Right? We got to get this Barley down because we have rather a old commitment, or I should say an old commitment. Always an before vowel people, at least in Canadian Old English. And hired workers, you got to do everything for them. I have to actually like press the get started button. It's not like, oh, I'm back to work, I should go. Yeah, like I say, genuine stupidity overrules artificial intelligence every day of the week. So, you, sir, shall carry on. Because, yeah, I have no idea. You know, I looked at the mission board and I went, yay, a grain mission, accept. Yeah, you have 8 ton of barley. They want 99. So, yeah. Been, using the big puppy. What do we got in there so far? Ooh, around 10 ton. Well, that's not going to win us any sort of awards. Maybe I should try and find the other 18 coins. I said, I don't even know if that's going to trigger, just because of the weird nature of how the coins seem to be working on this map, i.e. just barely. But, yeah. Ooh, 16 left. Because, I'd really like to get that contract up, but I don't think we have, I'm just going to come over here and look at the big board. What do we got for Barley? Okay. Yeah, not even close, eh? 30 ton, we got 10 in the trailer. Well, we do have a couple of more fields down below. The other thing, it's some rather odd behavior. I had the hired help. I'm really glad they brought the prices down on washing stuff, because this stuff's pretty much ew. But some rather unusual issues with the hired help. And more than anything, what that amounted to was kind of odd things with the seeding and odd things with the fertilizing with the hired help. Now, I decided I'd put kelp down on the fields just because we have a silo on the farm, and although I realize, as I said, it doesn't actually do anything. It kind of replaces fertilizing so far as it gives you the same increase. I do believe, at least it did in FS13, so I'm kind of making an assumption here. Maybe it does nothing, and we're going to get a really crappy crop yield. But my point is, actually, I might as well just keep the purple one and get rid of that red one. My hired worker ran out of lime while he was on the field. Now you would go, okay, they stop. Well, they don't, in fact. What he did was sprayed fertilizer on the rest of the field. Now this is out of the same empty tank, mind you. Kind of unusual, at least I thought it was kind of unusual. And then I got to the cedar. The cedar was also out of seed. He had about a half a row left on the field to finish. So I kind of jumped in, took over, and pulled off the field, zoomed up the hill, and all of that happiness. And yeah, I filled up with seeds and came back down the hill, put them at the beginning of the row. I just want to make sure, okay, there it is, we can sell that. Put him at the beginning of the row, and he drove to exactly where I picked him up and stopped, like seeded up to that point and stopped. Now, I have advanced time a day so that I could get those red washed out seeds out of the, okay, this now has seeds in it, so we will plant these, so that I could, oh, that thing's full. So I could get the seeds out, I advanced a day. Now the field did come up with a full crop. What I didn't notice is if he was charging me twice as much money to supply his own seeds. So, just sort of an interesting thing, like I said. Now, I don't think... Well, maybe you can. I haven't tried it. So, maybe like Farm Sim 13... if you hire a worker, you don't have to supply the seeds and stuff. I just thought it was unusual because in Farm Sim 13, if you filled a seeder and gave it to a hired worker, in fact, before the patch, the same in this one, well, as you know, the seeds just stayed at 100%. Now they don't. They use them. Same with the fertilizer. They use it. So, I thought that was rather odd. Kind of a... I mean... good that they didn't just blindly carry on doing nothing, you know what I mean? And then I would have had to sort of hope that when I set him at the opposite corner of the field that he did actually go as far as to where he'd left off. Obviously with the fertilizer it's a little easier because you can see it. When you're using a seeder that cultivates, then you can't see any difference on the ground, right? Because the ground will still get cultivated if the seeder stops seeding. Well, there's another 20,000 to add to the pile, eh? Not brilliant, but hey, not horrifical either. Yeah, I love making words up, what the heck, right? Okay, so you, sir, are doing your thing. I guess we're gonna need to get the old straw wagon out here. I don't want to waste it. I mean, even if we just end up selling it, right? It's money in the bank. Eggs 3. Oh, I don't know about you guys. I'm starting to wonder how you get your little magic eggs out of there. I truly am. Is there one up here today? Nope. Huh. I know, it's probably hard to believe, but yeah. Every once in a while there's an egg right in the middle of that table. I have no idea how they get up there. So yeah, I guess, whoops, I didn't really need to go down there. We need to collect the straw off that field. I think everything else is caught up with. So, actually, I know what we should be doing. I believe that 30,000 and what we have in the silo will fill this trailer. We can make our first run out to at least let them know that we didn't just pick that mission for no good reason. Even though, of course, we actually picked that mission for no good reason. Monster tractor. Oh, I like that. You can see the screen on the trailer through the mirror there. Very cool. See your load level. Alrighty. Whoa. Okay. And what? Huh? I just pressed R. I thought that would open the menu, but in fact all it did was start dumping Barley. Huh. I guess it remembers the last one you dumped, and if it's the right one, it just dumps it. There we go. There is half of our order. Now, where exactly did I promise them all of this? Happiness? You. Okay, down the hill. Oh, okay, this is the one we can just sort of cut across those fields, so that's not going to be that bad. And this is, after all, plenty strong enough for this trailer, in theory. It's certainly the most robust tractor we own. I will tell you that much for free. She's not the fastest, but boy oh boy. Probably the only tractor we have that actually stands a chance of slamming into one of the AI cars and not coming to a stop like they were the end of the world. See, we snuck across the road. Achievement, snuck across road. Whee! I've actually been playing around on that Kirschlingen map. It's a really neat little map. Not bad at all, well done. Oddly enough, included the triggers for the Seedmaster and all of that stuff right on the map. Like, yeah, unusual. And the pigs. There's actually a place to sell them. Ooh, doggies, this is a way up the hill, isn't it? Where's the actual trigger? There it is. Oh man. Here we go. So, let's watch the old money counter. 70. Hey, this might like take us to halfway where we need to be to light up the BGA. That would be really nice. Because once that barley field is empty, it's not quite halfway, but it's not too shabby either. Once that barley field is empty, I would like to do more silage and start hauling it to the BGA, because I know that the pigs and the cows and such have been cooperative and are producing some manure for us. And from what I understand, manure pays a heck of a lot more in the BGA than straight silage does, but Of course, you gotta start somewhere. Well, that should be about half our order in the bank. Not bad. Plus, I mean, we made 40 grand. Now, so we'll make another 40 off the other half. Plus, I don't know, 10 or 12 grand for the bonus. We're certainly not going to make anything on a time bonus. So, but not bad. So we got another 60 grand coming, already on contract. Very nice. And we do have the rest of the fields are planted up, so. Ooh. Oddly enough, it's the biggest tractor, and it's got probably the most claustrophobic cab of any tractor I've got. The others have so much glass, they just feel like you're sitting in a bubble, eh? But this guy, well, not so much. The only thing is, of course, being articulated when you get out of the cab, the whole screen doing the rapid shift 40-50 degrees in any particular direction, it can get a little bit hard on the head. Alright. So, yeah, as I said, I'm hoping that, now I know that the Universal Process Kit mod expanded greatly as time went on with FS13. I said I cursed to this day that I didn't actually get to take as much advantage of it as I should have. One dumb, on my part, little oversight, and yeah, I just assumed for some reason there was some issue that would not let it run. God, our timing's good, don't it? So I'm hoping to see a whole bunch more stuff come in with this mod, and because we do have the beginnings of it in place, we should be able to simply carry on, as it were. And another 10,000, there we go. So that'll give us 60,000 down there. We might still have a little bit in the silos. Let's have a check here. Barley. Ooh, not in particular. That just about cleaned it out. So, well, we're doing all right. We've gotten 20,000. We'll get at least another 20. And then the fields down below, I have gone barley as well. So, not bad. Anyway, you're fine there. I suppose we need to think about starting to gather a little bit of straw. Can I sneak under here before you turn that? Oh God, he's gonna chop me into little bits. Run. Whew. That's some scary stuff, man. So yeah, I'd really like to get a little more money together and get that BGA up and running. Now I know we've got new gear, but that sort of came in at the cost of I had to buy the seeders to demo the rest of the thing, yada yada. And then you've got the rest of the $1 million that you magically blazed into the game, because I don't really want to take out a bank loan. I'm going to use that seeder when it's empty. I'm going to sell it. I don't need that. You know, I actually have the mod of the 8-meter version of this, which is what I'd like to move up to as opposed to the little 6. I also picked this up. We'll get into that a little later. The truck's not great. It's an Oshkosh, which I've never heard of, although it's supposed to be U.S. military. But what I like about it is the fact that the trailer that comes with it is considerably wider than the trailer that you get from Giants, which means a harvester will actually fit on it. Yeah. And since that's probably something you'd want to transport as much as another tractor, seeing as all the tractors do 50, 60K, yeah. What can I say? It's a nice thing. It's also available from the Farm Sim site. So yeah, these guys need a little washing. We gotta get to some logging, because again, we could sure use the money. I'm sure all of you guys have seen this trailer and truck reviewed, so I won't be in a rush to hook it all up and get it going. But as you can see, she's a pretty healthy platform. Wow. Pretty healthy platform. Very nicely built. Like, this freaked me out the first time it happened. Yeah, those stairs actually work. Unbelievable. But there you are. Massively overbuilt, just as you would expect of a military unit. So, very nice. And I said wide enough to actually, well, I guess I don't fit between there. Wow. I'm getting to be a little fat in my old age. wide enough that you can put pretty much anything in the game. Yeah, this silo here, this supplies your lime, by the way. I thought it would have to be maybe like filled or something, but no. You can fill your standard in-game, i.e. this guy here. I filled directly up there. So yeah. And we are almost ready to empty this again. However, I think, like I said, I got some straw to pick up, etc., etc., and that's probably where I'm going to go from here. Next time around, we will carry on from where we are. But I really wanted to get the rest of that Seedmaster mod, you know, sort of tucked away so we can go, okay, we know what's happening. Maybe we'll dedicate one field to it and just keep that thing, who knows. You know, just whatever. Maybe that's the wheat we'll feed our cows. I have no idea. You know, or the pigs, or because I think the fattening mod, I think they have a grain silo you can dump food in for them. So I'm going to carry on, get the rest of this field down, see what I end up with. I'll throw it all in the silo, and next episode we'll run it to see if we can complete our mission as well. So till then though, guys, I think that's going to do it. If you liked the episode, please help support the series and help support my channel. You guys all know how. Just hammer that like button. And leave a comment. If you found a cool mod you want to see me try and make an absolute mess of, or, you know, something cool like that, let me know. Till then, this has been Species 7 for Farm Sim 15. Awesome game that it is. Take care of each other, folks, and ciao for now.